Me and my faithful assistant here, who's working on his train tracks, we're going to show you how I etch my maker's mark into my knives. I've had a few questions about it, and I want to make a video too of actually building a knife all the way through for people who want to try to build their own, build a real simple one. Anyway, what I've got here is just some nail polish. Just any kind of nail polish will do. First thing you want to do is coat the area where you want your mark to be. So what's going to happen next is once this dries, what I'm going to do is get a needle, which you can use anything with a fine point on it that's good and hard, and I'm going to scrape the letters. My maker's mark is my last name spelled in Viking runes. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to scrape it in, and then I'll get back to the next step. My assistant's over there making a mess. Yep. Those are peanuts from a shipping box. And he's crushing them and throwing them on the floor. Awesome. Okay, so for this portion, I've got the etching, the scratching done. I've scratched the letters with a needle into the nail polish. Now, if I would have done it on the bevel portion, you would have been able to see that a lot better. But I did it on the portion where I've blacksmithed it, and I've left this knife rough because I like the way it looks rough. Okay, so for this part, you're going to need, you can use water, but I prefer vinegar, salt, some Q-tips, some kind of bowl or plate, and a battery charger. The way this is going to work is I'm going to tape the rest of the blade and even over the back side a little bit, because what you're going to do is you're going to pour a little bit of vinegar on the plate, sprinkle some salt on it. I use quite a bit of salt. The salt is the corrosive factor that we're going to need. And the Q-tip will attach to the negative terminal of the battery charger. The positive terminal is going to attach to the blade itself. Then I'm going to dip the Q-tip into some of the solution, clip it to the lead, and just touch the letters to saturate it with liquid. So what's going to happen is every time that I touch a letter, it's going to burn away some of the steel. And it's only going to burn away what's not painted. So I'll get that all set up, and then I'll get the video going again, and I'll try to figure out some way to easily show that, because I don't have a tripod. I've got it set up here. It's going to get shaky. Sorry. I've got the solution with my Q-tips ready. I've got the negative terminal hooked up, or positive terminal hooked up to the blade, and the negative terminal I'm getting ready to put a Q-tip on. So I'll go ahead and get started. And I'll try to get the camera up to show some of it working. Okay, so I'm just kind of dabbing it, and I can see that the letters are turning really dark, and it smells. I can smell the smoke, the fumes from it burning off. I'm not sure if it's noxious or not, but you probably shouldn't breathe it in anyway. So just keep your face out of it. And then as soon as you're satisfied that it's penetrated enough, which I usually just make a few passes, and once you're satisfied, just breathe some of it in, that it's etched enough, then all you have to do is take the tape off and just rinse it off with water, and then take nail polish remover and clean everything off, and you're left with your etch. One thing to be careful of while you're doing this is that you don't touch the metal of the charger against the metal of your knife, or you're going to make a direct path for the electricity, make it short, and it's going to zap. It's not deadly or anything, but you still don't want to do that. It's not good. So I'll finish up, and then I'll show you the finished result. Thanks, guys. Whoa, I look rough. Here's the finished result. The one on the knife that was forged out didn't really show up all that well because I left pretty much the forging marks all in it, and it was kind of still kind of black and gray, like a dark gray. And that's pretty much what it's going to look like once you're done. It's going to be like a darkish gray black color. If you really want it to stand out, like I've already put the finish on this blade, so I can't sand it anymore unless I want to redo the finish. But if you have not done the finish yet, you can actually coat that whole area with a black Sharpie and then take it back to a sander, and it will get the top layer of the marker off and then leave the letters a real dark black, and it looks pretty good. But that's how I do my maker's mark. And you can do anything, you can do anything that way. You can, if you want your maker's mark to be something simple, like I know there's a real famous knife maker that uses a red pepper. He just etches out a red pepper. But you can do anything you want with this technique. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Thanks, guys.